Guys, we caught General Sibiya live on camera. He was caught lying on camera. Now, you will remember the video, you'll remember the testimony of General Mkhwanazi when he said that, when he was speaking about the awards in KZN. Do you remember that? So, I'm not going to talk about, there's a lot that we can say about this man. But, boy. And then, he's asked about his relationship with Matlala. Again, he gives us something. So there's a video that I want to insert. And then he was asked about Brown Mogotsi. He then said, when it comes to Brown Mogotsi, he says that he Googled him. I Googled Brown Mogotsi. I didn't know him. Matlala, I didn't know Matlala. Yell. His relationship with Mkhwanazi. Why he is not, why basically he's not in good terms with General Mkhwanazi. All of that is explained in this video. So allow me to take you into this journey. The evidence leader asked this question. General Sibiya, tell me something. Was there an awards in KZN? Yes, General Sibiya replied. Yes, there were excellent awards in KZN. General Sibiya, few minutes after saying that, just like, I am gonna get caught. No. He then changed. I said, there was no awards in KZN. I'm like, oh, General. 2 minutes ago, there was awards in KZN. Now, 5 minutes later, there were no awards in KZN. Which part of your statement should we believe? He made a 360 U-turn in a short space of time. I know. You are saying, Bongs, where is the evidence? I told you, I'm going to insert a video after video after video. So, I want you to watch the man yourself here.
So did you attend this awards evening? I did attend. it. And what was that occasion like? Check it, the National Commissioner was also there.
Chair, I just don't want to make a mistake. I do know that there's one I didn't attend, but this one I don't think I attended. I didn't attend this one. There's one that I attended where it was now with the police. I think it was a National Police Day, but the excellence one I didn't attend.
Now moving right along. So you have seen that, right? That's General Sibiya for you. Caught on 4K. That's General Sibiya for you. Those are some of the things that General Sibiya told us today. Again, you know, there's somebody that sums up this whole thing by General Sibiya when he said, or when that person said, the reason General Sibiya doesn't know his obligations and duties as the Deputy Commissioner, it simply means he did not do those duties. That's another interesting angle to look at things. But another interesting angle as well is to think of it this way. General Sibiya, when he is speaking, or as he is speaking, I swear to God, I'm finding it difficult to listen to the man. But because I had to do a video, because I had to speak about him, because I had to notice and compare the evidence given by him, I was subjected to that. Because you were going to complain and say, Bongs, we sent you to do these things for us. Why are you not doing these things for us? So I had to. Yeah, because of you. I had to. You must pay me by subscribing, liking the video, commenting in the comment section below. You must pay me by watching the ads because I did it for you. Otherwise, if it wasn't for you, this one, I would have skipped it. So I want you to listen to him describing the relationship between him and Cought Matlala. He's asked about, how do you know Cought Matlala? And his response is very much interesting. I'm going to tell you why I consider that response very interesting. There is a saying in isiZulu. The saying goes like, "Icala umpikwa." In other words, what is this? Criminal case or what? Because I know it's a case. Yeah, but they say that you must deny your case. Just deny. So who would have expected this man to acknowledge Matlala? Who would have expected him? I wouldn't have expected him. So take a look at him describing his relationship with Matlala and how he knows Matlala. But I just want you to have this thing in mind. If icala umpikwa, so then why do you expect him to acknowledge Matlala up until the time when he's taken to court and he's proven that he knows Matlala? That's the day when he will have no choice but to admit. But for now, take a look at this.
Do you know Cought Matlala?
I know Cought Matlala.
How do you know him? Have you got a relationship with him?
No. Before I came back to the police, I didn't know Cought. Mr. Matlala. I didn't know Mr. Matlala, and I got to know Mr. Matlala when he called, asking, wanting to meet. And I said, no, come to the office.
When was that call?
The call was around about I can't remember exactly, but I do have the bundle where when they wanted to have a meeting with the lawyer because they did came. I don't know with my legal team whether we did put. I have it, Chair. If we can maybe like during lunch or after, just produce the paperwork. Unless
Can you look at? This is a next to. Thank you, Maria. This is at pages 203 to 205 to your statement. It's not 203, 205. And it's you deal with it in your statement on page 26 from paragraph 81.
And then I want us to move to the issue of him and Brown Mogotsi. He's asked this question. Mr. General Sibiya, please explain. How do you know Mogotsi? As he described Mogotsi, right? You are beginning to understand that Brown Mogotsi, he is a man who has deep connections. Here's an example. He calls this Brown Mogotsi calls General Sibiya and says to General Sibiya, General Sibiya, the intelligence is after you. They are investigating you. Sibiya confirms it and says, yeah, I know that I'm being investigated. Now, I'll take you a little bit back. Do you remember that it is the very same Brown Mogotsi that goes to Mkhwanazi and say, you are going to be arrested? So notice this. To Sibiya, he tells him you are under investigation, intelligence is after you. To Mkhwanazi, he notifies him that you are about to get arrested. That same Brown Mogotsi, he has the intelligence. He has the secret that belongs to the intelligence. He knows when the team The political killing task team is disbanded. He knows all of those things, right? So now, I want you to notice that he has numbers. He calls Mkhwanazi directly. He WhatsApp Mkhwanazi. He calls Deputy National Commissioner General Sibiya directly. He has direct contact to Sibiya, direct contact to the minister. Like, for a moment, think about Brown Mogotsi and just think about him. You and I wouldn't have just easily gotten all these people's numbers, personal numbers. You and I, we wouldn't have reached that level. Perhaps you can get personal numbers, General Mkhwanazi, but you can't have personal numbers of every person. You can't. It will mean you've got deep connections. I want you to think of it that way. But as you think of it that way, I want you to listen to him describing his relationship. There's something that he said. He said he Googled Brown Mogotsi. Right there, I felt to myself, General, you would have said something else. It's not like General Sibiya, it's not like General Mkhwanazi, wherein you can Google and find credible information. When you look at Brown Mogotsi, you don't even get that information. So, guys, I understand that I'm also on Google. You can Google me. But I'm not a person that you can find like real information on Google. You understand? So you can't go around then and brag about having Googled me, because I've looked at Brown Mogotsi himself and I felt like the information is like vague. So to say that he's just Googled him, that's where I was like, Sibiya, you would have said something else, but this one, I can't. But yeah, that's Sibiya for you. He said this here.
Do you know Brown Mogotsi?
I know Brown Mogotsi.
How do you know him?
Brown Mogotsi, I know him as an activist in Northwest, but I didn't know him. I also Googled him and I saw him at some point. He was commenting and making it was an interview, but relating to the former premier and Gauteng, former premier of Northwest, and he also contacted me. Remember that he would also collect some information there around there, what is going on, whether be it the tender-related corruptions there or concerns that he had, and then also he ended up also aiding the fact that look. I just also want to warn you that you must know that the intelligence people are working on you. They are busy in your case after you. I knew about it, and then he was just telling me something that I was aware of. And I even spoke to the National Commissioner about it at some point. I said, NASCOM, I just got this strange call from this person. He says he's Brown. I didn't know Brown Mogotsi, but he said he's Brown. And then we were leaving his office, and the National Commissioner said, let's keep on listening to him and let's hear what he says, and I didn't entertain it further.
What is your relationship, if any, with Brown Mogotsi?
No, don't have a relationship.
Senior Counsel, just before you proceed, General, are you saying that he called you?
Called me. You called me, Chair.
And informed you that the intelligence people are listening to you or are investigating you?
Yes, Chair, and that was the case.
Without you having had a discussion with him before about a matter like that?
Yes, Chair.
Okay.
I had not even met him, not even once. Even my records can show.
But he phoned you?
He did call me.
So his phone will show that? His phone will show that he phoned you?
Yes, the record can indicate that. The records are there, they should be there.
Yeah. So how does he get your number? I mean, a senior person like you in the police, I'm sure a lot of our citizens would want to phone higher up sometimes when they're frustrated because a crime is not being addressed or followed up or solved. and then they want to phone higher up. Now, you don't know this guy?
Counsel, I don't know this guy. I never contacted him before, and you do get it because at this level, you get calls from citizens of this country, and they will tell you that I'm so and so. I've been given your number by so and so and so and so.
And then here comes this part where he describes the relationship he had with General Mkhwanazi. That part is very interesting. Well, that one, that one is very interesting. Why I'm saying that is very interesting is because if you, or as you listen to him describing his relationship with Mkhwanazi, he tells us that there was a point where Mkhwanazi told him straight, hey, Bab, get out of my province. For General Mkhwanazi. He said, General Mkhwanazi told me to get out of the province, of my province. Leave my province alone. But prior to that, they had a relationship. They had a good relationship. They had a working, if I can say, a working relationship. And, you know, as he described how this relationship deteriorated, right? There's one thing that I focused on. I was like, the relationship wouldn't have deteriorated by one incident. That's not true. There's a lot that Sibiya is not telling us here. Because, like, let's be honest. Unless otherwise, there are things that are happening at the background. This one happens to be that, what do you call it, where, how can I call the situation where, you know, when a person has been angry at you, but there was no situation that can expose the anger in the person. Not unless it was that situation. But again, when you listen to people describing who is Mkhwanazi, Mkhwanazi is not a guy who goes around holding grudges for you and beat around the bush. He even said it, Matlala Commission, that me, I don't beat around the bush. If I had to deal with you, I go straight. So then a person that is described as a straightforward person by General Masemola, when you listen to him describing General Mkhwanazi, General Mkhwanazi is a straightforward person. And then there was this incident that led to their relationship falling apart. Guys, no. For the character of General Mkhwanazi to just simply lash out at this man just like that, no, guys, no. There is more that General Sibiya is not telling us. That probably Mkhwanazi has been watching this guy very closely. Like, you are moving in a suspicious way. I'm watching you. Probably. But there's a disconnect between the character of Mkhwanazi versus this just one incident that broke the relationship down. No. But listen to General Sibiya describing the situation, how the relationship between him and Mkhwanazi, how it broke down. I mean, yeah, today they don't have a relationship at all. Take a look at this here.
Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi.
I must say, I've had a good working relationship with General Mkhwanazi for years. And there was no issue at all. The only issue came just after the arrest of AKA. It came just after the arrest of AKA. I participated in the as the team were planning, and even in my case,
Okay, Honorable Ngola.
Thank you, Chair, and apologies for doing this. The General is talking about an arrest of AKA. I'm not sure if should we take it that automatically he's referring to the arrest of the alleged murderers of AKA. So maybe if that can be, we don't want to assume that he's talking about what we think he's talking about, because he's referring to an arrest of AKA.
Or whether he assumes that we all know what AKA.
My apology,
You
Chair
see,
and members.
We're not joking about it. It's a very sensitive matter. We just saying that for the purpose of our records. If we can say everything for what it is. Yeah.
Thank you, Chair, and my apology, honorable members. That is where the difference between myself and General Mkhwanazi came in, and it was not meant to be a big issue. After the arrest of those that were involved, now we were somewhere in Cape Town with in an operation. It was Minister Kele then. But the minister came, approached me and said, "Tell me, are you sure the people that were arrested are the right people?" And I said, "I'm quite sure, Minister," because I was involved in the process. I said, "I'm quite sure." He said, "Can I have the team to brief me? Because I am the one who is going to be asked also in other forums, especially the media." I said, "That can be arranged, Minister. Let me arrange it right away." I then contacted the province. Now, in contacting the province, I contacted the Deputy Provincial Commissioner of KZN. Yes, it is indeed true that I was supposed to actually contact the Provincial Commissioner as the Provincial Commissioner of KZN. But I contacted the Deputy Provincial Commissioner simply because of we have been having a good relationship with General Mkhwanazi. I never thought he will actually make a big issue out of it.
I was looking at comments and somebody was saying, the more General Sibiya speaks, it's the more he incriminates himself. In fact, it makes sense why he didn't want to come to the commission. And I think whosoever is planning to arrest him, they did well not to arrest him, because in my thinking, I think whosoever was planning this, they realized this, that General Sibiya does not want to go to the to Parliament ad hoc, but he doesn't have a reason. So if they were to arrest him prior to that, he will then use that as a reason not to attend that. Do you remember what he said? Abosbiya will shock you. I'm telling you. He said, he spoke about this as the taking or the operation, or what that thing, the search and seizure, yes, search and seizure that was conducted. He described it as something that is going to deprive him evidence that he will need to use. Also, Nkabinde said almost the same thing. It's like this thing. That's why I said to you guys, you must listen to Mkhunu, listen to Sibiya, listen to Nkabinde. There's something similar about those guys, how they speak, the points that they are emphasizing. It's similar. It's like they are cooked in the same pot. So Sibiya and Nkabinde specifically, they were emphasizing this thing that the search and seizure, it is depriving them their gadget which had the evidence. And I was like, today, when I was looking at the same Sibiya, he's presenting using papers like anybody else. So he has evidence. In his press briefing, he was going to be deprived those things, the opportunity to, present fair evidence. Nkabinde said the same thing. He said the search and seizure will deprive him the opportunity to present proper evidence. And I'm like, if there is evidence, why don't you save the evidence right now? Because you know that they want your phone. So why don't you save the evidence right now? You get to realize that these people are just playing tactics. They want to play into our minds. They want to evoke this victim mentality that we are not buying that. And I'm not sure if they are not realizing that we are not buying this idea of them being victims. But they are in it and they believe in it. And it's okay. Let them be victims as they think. We saw things happening. We saw them testifying. So the idea that they are being harassed, abused, I don't buy that thing. Now, as we come to the conclusion of this video, few things that I want us to basically think about as we are heading to our beds. I want you to think about this idea of having a deputy national commissioner that knows exactly that he should be taking instructions from Masemela, but he now is there implementing instructions from the minister, knowing exactly that he doesn't take instructions from the minister. He takes instruction from the commissioner, not the minister. It tells you that the man had been acting weird in the office. Another interesting thing, maybe question, not a rhetorical question, obviously. Please answer this. Do you believe, one, when he said he didn't know Mogotsi, he had to Google him? Do you believe that? Number two, do you believe him when he said he doesn't know Matlala or he didn't know Matlala? Now let me remind you, it has been said that when Matlala got the contract, there was a time where Matlala couldn't do what the contract states. The letter for him to use the facility, SAPS facility, was issued by Sibiya. So imagine you walk into a space, you don't know people, but then a few months down the line, you are now issuing letters to their favor. Unless otherwise somebody must have introduced you, and that person who introduced you to that person, technically you trust that person, whatever they do. Unless otherwise, you are saying to us, there is a person who has got a dodgy character who introduced you to Matlala, which made you trust Matlala. Unless otherwise, you are saying that. But it doesn't make sense that you are the one issuing letters, telling people that, or instructing people that they should give Matlala the facility, SAPS. Something that as a person who had a contract, he should have heard those things, but he did not, simply because he was scamming the South African Police Service anyway with that tender, or through that tender. So, if you think of what he said versus what we now know and what I've just said, do you really believe him?